I told Liz about it. Yeah. Yeah. It's not over. Yep. Cardi B was here today.
False alarm, guys. Hey, Bill.
You guys want to shoot it now?
Yeah, did our producer contact you inside of them?
You want to come in with me, Bill?
You can put it right here if that's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
IFBN?
This too? See, you're getting on the top of that frame now. All right.
You can't shoot that. No. He's paying.
Double check. I'll get on the camera.
They gotta do it, or you? Well, that's.
I'm gonna get it with the camera too.
He'll be a girl. He'll be a while.
Huh?
He's probably going on that.
That's why I got somebody else there, so.
Oh, it's covered.
All right. Grab it real quick.
Oh, I didn't sign.
No. on that one.
But yeah, he's that one baseball player. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Where's your mom at?
I don't know.
I
We're trying to see where she's at because I know she said get here. Okay. You told me to get here. You told me to get here. Okay, who's picking me up?
This guy was shoot. You can't shoot it. What do you mean you know? You cannot shoot it. Did he come out the other side?
All right, so I'm good, thank you. Oh, thank you. The misting. All right. Sure you were. Thanks, Bill. All right, thank you. Yeah, I got you. You wanted like a lot more soft. Yeah. That's so,
Betty.
Yes.
Look, I brought my own hardware. You do your own stunts too.
Oh, but then you're gonna be too far away from the mic, though.
You guys figure it out.
Yeah, can you just go without this and stand in front of here?
You got to do it.
You gotta
People can't hold their own shit for some reason.
have. How do you guys want to do this? He's gonna be really far away.
You know what I mean?
You guys want to pull this back so everybody gets a shot?
No, we're good.
Well, I'm just saying we're not gonna be able to hear them
Of course we will.
with this.
we'll be able to hear them.
Government representatives I'll get them out here in about 5 minutes. I'll come out. I will give you their names, the spelling of their names. We'll have 3 quick speakers. We'll do some Q&A, okay? Any concerns, comments at this point in time?
Can you tell him to speak really loudly?
Yes. How does it sound at
Sounds
my
good.
line of
Right.
time? We're good?
Good.
Great. Thank you very much.
When are you guys starting? In 5 minutes?
In about 5 minutes, and I'll give you a 1-minute heads up when they're going to walk out the door, okay?
Yeah, good, thank you. All right.
Or Brandon, I don't care. I need to talk to him. Hi, I'm not going to be able to do the coffee hour because they're going to come out and talk to us. Okay, all right. Okay, thanks.
Hey guys, check. Can you hear me? Yeah, no, that's right. We were just outside downstairs in the house in Santa Ana.
Hey, you're on IC?
I'm on IC, but I'm not hearing them. Eduardo? So I'm going to dance with tap dance for a little bit, and then just say that we're waiting for the federal prosecution team to address the media. Hi, Mia. I am. So if there's only one computer, so thanks for talking with me, and I think this should be.
在等。
刚才还是不开的。还是这个方向收不到音。
我能录环境音，环境音离它更近，应该差不多吧。
把这个连个牌子去掉。
牌子去掉。
嗯，拔一下。
这样的。这样的可以。
放一点点。喂。先这样。
I can. Let me ask if that's what they want.
Yes, it is. I'm on channel 1 and Pooja is on channel 2. One minute.
これか。これか。
Ed, please here's the mic in addition to me, right?
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit right back where I start here. Oh, am I on the court?
Go
sit on the court. Yeah, he will probably be
Good afternoon. As soon as I'm done speaking, the speakers will be coming out through that door. So you guys may want to back up a bit in case people want shots of it. I don't know. I'm just making a suggestion. I'm Tom Rozek from the U.S. Attorney's Office. We'll have 4 people up here. 1, the acting United States Attorney, Joseph T. McNally, MC, capital N-A-L-L-Y. His name is in the press release that I believe has just been issued by my office. Secondly, IRS Criminal Investigation, Special Agent in Charge, Tyler Hatcher, H-A-T-C-H-E-R. Third, Homeland Security Investigations, Acting Special Agent in Charge, John Pasciucco. His last name is spelled P-A-S-C-I-U-C-C-O. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jeff Mitchell, who represented the government in court today, will also be here and may handle questions according to how that goes. 3 speakers, I'm going to try to coordinate the Q&A. I will be doing that by people indicating their hands. I will call on you. We'll do that for a little while. Please don't, let's try to keep this under control or I'm going to call it, okay? So show of hands, we'll call a bunch of people and we'll do it. Myself and Scott Ballard from IRS will be here to do mop-up and handle questions one-on-one afterwards. Thank you. Action.
Yes. Okay. Come back to me while we wait. They're coming out now.
Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for joining us. I'm Joe McNally. I'm the acting United States Attorney. I'm joined here today with IRS Criminal Investigations Special Agent in Charge, Tyler Hatcher, Homeland Security Special Agent in Charge, John Pashuko, and Assistant United States Attorney Jeff Mitchell, who's responsible for prosecuting this case. We're here to discuss the conclusion of the criminal case against Ippei Mizuhara. This afternoon, a federal judge sentenced Mr. Mizuhara to 57 months in federal prison for stealing more than $17 million from Shohei Ohtani that Mr. Mizuhara used to pay gambling debts. In conjunction with this case, Mr. Mizuhara also filed a false tax return by failing to report the stolen money as income. In addition to the prison term, Mr. Mizuhara was ordered to pay more than $17 million in restitution to both the IRS and Mr. Ohtani. The sentence, both the prison time and restitution, reflect the seriousness of the offense and send a strong message to others who might decide to engage in this criminal conduct. This case is a high-profile version of something that unfortunately happens all the time. An unscrupulous person takes advantage of the trust placed in them to victimize a vulnerable individual. We have made it clear many times, but I will re-emphasize that point today. Mr. Ohtani is a victim in this case. Mr. Ohtani is a victim in this case. Our prosecutors and the dedicated agents from the law enforcement partners that worked with us spent hours and hours sifting through text messages, email communications, bank records, and conducting interviews. All of that investigation points to one conclusion, and that is Mr. Ohtani is a victim in this case. He had money stolen from him. He was taken advantage of, and he was preyed on by Mr. Mizuhara. Mr. Mizuhara lied, he cheated, and he stole. His behavior was shameless. In one phone call that we made public and referenced in court today, Mr. Mizuhara impersonated Mr. Ohtani when he called Mr. Ohtani's bank, pretended that he was Ohtani, and used that identity to transfer money to Mr. Mizuhara's bookie. He did that 24 times when Mr. Mizuhara got on the phone again and impersonated Mr. Ohtani. This was criminal conduct, and it was criminal conduct by Mr. Mizuhara alone. Mr. Mizuhara took advantage of Mr. Ohtani. He was his de facto manager. He was his interpreter as Mr. Ohtani tried to navigate the world of baseball in Southern California and the United States. He was his close associate and his friend. Mr. Mizuhara took advantage of Mr. Ohtani's vulnerability as a non-speaking English person trying to navigate the celebrity baseball world in the United States. I want to recognize the excellent collaboration of law enforcement that brought about the result today, the partnership between our office, IRS, Criminal Investigation Service, Homeland Security Investigations, who worked diligently, not only to demonstrate that Mr. Mizuhara was responsible for the criminal conduct, but ultimately that Mr. Ohtani was a victim here, somebody who was taken advantage of and stolen from, like many of the victims we see in society. While today's sentence closes this case, I want to be clear that federal law enforcement will continue to work as partners to hold people accountable who victimize others, who interact commerce, target businesses, and we've done that today and we'll do that going forward. With that, I'd like to turn the podium over to IRS Special Agent in Charge, Tyler Hatcher.
Members of the press, good afternoon. My name is Tyler Hatcher. I'm the Special Agent in Charge of IRS Criminal Investigation here in Los Angeles. The 57-month sentence that was handed down by Judge Holcomb is a culmination of impressive investigative work done by the U.S. Attorney's Office, Homeland Security Investigations, and the finest financial investigators in the world in IRS criminal investigation. This investigation started as a related investigation panned out, as well as information coming from Shohei Ohtani. When we do these financial investigations, oftentimes we uncover facts that lead us down a path that is a little bit surprising to us. I'm going to relay some of those facts to you now. We all know that Shohei Ohtani had a personal friend and interpreter who was Mr. Mizuhara. Mr. Mizuhara was heavily involved in Mr. Ohtani's life. We found through our investigation that he conducted over 19,000 bets over about a 2.5-year period. This culminated in a little over $330 million in funds won and lost together. We know this resulted in a theft of $17 million from Mr. Ohtani. This theft, as you've heard earlier, was perpetrated through spoofing calls and emails and gaining access to Mr. Ohtani's finances time and time again to facilitate this crime. As we looked into the investigation, we were able to also find out that this culminated in Mr. Mizuhara not claiming this income on his income tax returns. I would be remiss if I didn't remind everybody, especially now that we're 2 weeks into tax filing season, that all income, whether gained legally or illegally, is taxable. A fact that Mr. Mizuhara found 1.1 million hard ways to do it right. Thank you.
Good afternoon. John Pashuka, I'm the Acting Special Agent in Charge of Homeland Security Investigations. I want to point out this case highlights the results that are achievable when multiple agencies come together, bringing together their individual powers and authorities together to reach a common goal. As a principal investigative arm of the DHS, HSI will continue to investigate all illicit financial crimes and financial fraud schemes through our El Camino Real Financial Crimes Task Force. Most importantly, we won't stop working for the victims. Finally, I'd like to congratulate the members, the special agents, analysts of the team, as well as the U.S. Attorney's Office, specifically AUSA's Jeff Mitchell, Rachel Agres, and Dan Boyle. Thank you.
All right, for Q&A, who wants? None? Sir.
This is for either Jeff or Joe. Beyond this case, why do you think there's been a confluence of sports betting scandals lately? There's an NBA player who's facing charges, 3 colleges under investigation for point shaving, and an MLB umpire who was fired for his association with poker players this week. Why do you think that convergence has occurred, and what role does the government have in curbing that type of activity?
Yeah, so look, I think that there's a lot of money in the industry, and that creates opportunity for people that want to violate the law and engage in criminal conduct. Obviously, this case has 2 parts. One is obviously a gambling nexus or angle that you pointed out. The other is just good old-fashioned, fraud, which is really the focus of the charges here, the bank fraud that Mr. Mizuhara committed. But I think fundamentally the answer to your question is money. It's an opportunity where people can make a lot of money in that space, and if people want to engage in criminal conduct and exploit it, they're going to be looked at by law enforcement.
Next.
Yeah, George Reuters. My question is, in terms of the sentencing, the 57 months, and the restitution, there was also a conversation about deportation. Can you elaborate a little bit about the futures after those 57 months?
Yes, my understanding is that Mr. Mizuhara is a lawful permanent resident, which means that he applied and had status after this conviction. He'll go into immigration proceedings. This is a felony conviction. It's an aggravated felony. My expectation is that he will be deported based on the conduct here, but ultimately there are civil immigration authorities that will deal with that in short order.
Next. Sir.
Question to Mr. Mitchell. Regarding the sentencing, the judge pointed out to the misrepresentation and omission in Mizuhara's letters. Can you elaborate on this?
Well, I think that as we indicated in our papers and in court, Mr. Mizuhara minimized. I think the court recognized that he minimized, made misstatements, and the court took that into account as part of the sentencing. I would point you to the comments of the judge who found those things and found that there was minimization by the defendant, and I believe it was taken into account as part of the sentencing process.
Next. Go.
Clarification. So when he's released from prison in 57 months, he needs to go into a treatment center for 3 years, or is that optional?
So typically, I'll just walk you through federal sentencing. You serve a federal prison sentence. At that point, if you are somebody who no longer has lawful status in the United States, you could be immediately deported. I don't know how that will play out.
So he may or may not go into that treatment center. He may
I don't know how that will play out.
Paul.
Can you tell us more about the baseball card situation and how that's going to play out? Like how many cards were involved?
In terms of the forfeiture?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll just come at it this way. There was in restitution order that was given today of roughly, more than $18 million between the IRS and a direct order, a restitution order to Mr. Ohtani. As part of that process, we will identify all assets that he has in his possession, assets that he turned over to the government during the pendency of the criminal case. That money will be processed, and we will use everything that we get in order to try to make Mr. Ohtani whole.
Sir.
Will any of the sports betting companies involved, are they being investigated, or will they be investigated as part of the restitution process?
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on any ongoing investigations. Obviously, this case related to a larger investigation, and I'm not going to comment on any remaining ongoing investigations.
Okay.
Has the government been in touch with Mr. Ohtani since the sentencing, and has he made any comments regarding it?
As part of every criminal case, we reach out to victims. We give them an opportunity to both come to court and be heard. That's a right that you have under the law. We follow that process in every case, and we followed it here. And today, our prosecutors represented and spoke on behalf of, I think, Mr. Ohtani when they explained the harm that this had, and the shadow that it created over Mr. Ohtani. I think, as we said in court, part of this is about the money, the $17 million. The other part about this, though, is you have somebody who didn't do something wrong, who was stolen from, and had his professional reputation impugned. And that's not something that somebody gets back certainly easily. And again, that's why I emphasize Mr. Ohtani was a victim. He was taken advantage of by somebody, and that person's going to be held accountable.
Last one. Seeing none, we'll conclude this. Go.
What kind of role did Major League Baseball play in this investigation, and how unusual or standard would their involvement be?
Yeah, I mean, in every criminal case, we speak to potential witnesses, whether those are individuals or corporations. Here, you obviously had allegations that related to baseball. We did engage with Major League Baseball as part of the investigation, as you would expect us to engage with any company or entity that's at the heart of allegations that we're looking at, and I'll leave it at that.
Thank you very much for your attendance today. I'll be here if you have any follow-ups.
Tom?
Yes.
I have a question. The victim impact statement was
was filed under seal.
Is that standard or is that unusual?
It is not unusual, but it is not in 100% of cases.
Why would
It is up to the victim to make that determination. Victims' Rights Act. And so they have the ability to say, I want to make this public or no.
So in this case, the victim is actually coming from well, I can't assume that. I don't know.
Oh, they made reference to it in court today.
Right.
So, yes, but it was stated in court that the victim, Mr. Ohtani, filed a victim impact statement. That statement is under seal.
And that is a standard process.
That is not unusual. It is their decision as to whether or not they want to be public about what they went through. Certainly imagine all kinds of months.
Where's the guy?
Not once.
Oh, somebody lost their.
I'll be honest, I do not know that.
Seen better days.
They twisted this in here.
Did you mention about
That will be up to the defendant if he thinks he has any right to appeal.
Well, for now,
In this
government is
case-
not going to because it's
No, we are not going to appeal.
because it's
We entered into a plea agreement.
right.
It's a contract. Everything that's happened so far has been within the terms
Right,
of that
right,
contract. So we do not,
Okay.
according to that contract, have a right to appeal. So Joe McNally.
Mr. Fallon.
Oh, you just walk right up there to that. I just can't relate it. I didn't have
you.